Hi, and welcome to another 5 Minutes with Harold Feld, the show where we take incredibly boring, wonky things and try to make them slightly less boring because this stuff is important. This is an especially important message for any of you who have a TV set or a cable box or anything else where you plug in your games, your DVR, your Sling box, anything like that. Those technologies all rest on the fact that there are outputs that come from those boxes to get the signal. And as part of an agreement that was put together in 2002, the manufacturers and the cable guys and the satellite guys and all of these people agreed that no one would be able to turn those outputs off. This is called Selectable Output Control. You're not allowed to do it. And the reason for this was because if you gave the cable operators or the satellite operators or whoever it was the power to do that, they would do things like not let you use a standard model TiVo or not let you plug in a Sling box, or generally try to make it so that you'd have to buy their own equipment instead of the standard equipment. There's a law in place that says you have to standardize all of this stuff so that people can buy consumer electronic equipment for their television, and this was part of that agreement. Okay, so far, that's good. Hollywood's never been happy with this because, as usual, they say this creates piracy. Now, there is no actual evidence that this contributes at all to online illegal copying and file sharing, but God knows everyone in Hollywood believes it. And they couldn't be wrong, could they? So, back in 2008, they went to the FCC and said, we'd like a waiver from this rule. We'd like to be able to turn those outputs off. We'd like to be able to remotely turn off your Sling box, turn off your DVR, turn off anything that's coming out of the TV set that we don't directly control. And why? So that they will release movies for video on demand earlier. Now, it's still going to be the same video on demand. It's just going to come out earlier than when they release it for DVDs. And for this, we're going to break 25 million television sets and break your TiVo and break your Sling box and make sure you can't use it on VOD anymore because it's so important to get these movies to video on demand earlier. You know, nice try, Hollywood. Even the FCC isn't going to fall for this one. Especially not with Julius Genachowski in charge, because as Julius Genachowski has said time and time again, this is going to be a data-driven agency. This is going to be an agency that doesn't just do favors for special interests. This is going to be an agency that makes sure that whatever it does, it's going to be data-driven and in the public interest, open and transparent. Well, first test, guys. This is the first test of whether the FCC really means that. Because we've been in and we've talked. They don't think Hollywood should have to provide evidence. They actually say it makes sense that this contributes to piracy. Now, is there evidence that Hollywood could put in if it really did? Sure. But why should they have to? They're Hollywood and this makes sense. They don't care that this breaks 25 million television sets. They don't care that this is going to make your TiVo not work for video on demand. They don't care what it does to your Sling box. What's the harm, they say? We'll just do a special favor for Hollywood. They're good guys. They deserve it. And some people want to see these movies early. And since the only reason they're not seeing them early is because Hollywood won't let them, it must be that they're right about the piracy. So why should they have to prove it, is what we're getting time and again. Now, we've put in evidence, and so has the Consumer Electronic Association and others, that there is no connection here with piracy, that there is serious harm to consumers for letting this go through. So we're looking to you, Chairman Genachowski, to stand up for what you've said you believe in. Is this really going to be a data-driven FCC? Is this going to be an FCC that actually requires people who want a special waiver of the rules to show some evidence? Or is this going to be an FCC that says, if you got enough special interest pull, we can make the law work for you?